Hey guys, it's Woody here at USA Made Blade and coming to you tonight from the shop doing a YouTube video to talk to you about the ZT0609, the RJ Martin design, and we're going to jump right into it. So let's jump over and give you all the specs, and then we'll do some comparisons and tell you guys what we got here. Okay guys, we're back, and here's the ZT0609 all laid out for you. And basically, let's just go over the specs real quick. Knife is 7.4 inches overall length. It's got 3.4 inches of blade length, 4.25 inches closed, and weighs in at 3.3 ounces. A couple neat little features on this. You'll notice that ZT decided to go with the bronze ano. I actually really like the way this bronze turned out. You can see little highlights around these edges, which is what we get sometimes when we're anodizing. Just little highlights of some purple on it. So I think it looks really good. I'm impressed with what they did here. Pivot takes its own special tool, so those will be coming out about May, and that's when we'll get started doing some anodizing with these, which I'm very excited about. And probably end of May, actually, just to let you guys know. And see-through pivot, which is pretty cool feature. That's the RJ, part of the RJ Martin design. On the other side, pocket clip seems a little thinner than a lot of other ZT clips as far as thinner width here, but the retention on these seems a lot tighter. I don't know if maybe it's a little thicker material or what they've done there, but retention on these is really good. All in all, I think it's a good looking knife. It is one thing you will notice is it is very thin across the handle. So that kind of surprised me. And we'll get into that when we're doing some of the comparisons here in a minute. So got a lot of knives lined up, so we're going to jump right into comparisons. If I think of other stuff to tell you about this, then we'll throw it in along the way. I think I've got 14 knives lined up here. So let's just start by throwing them in. First, we're going to start off with some of the ZTs. And normally we jump through these comparisons pretty quick, but some of these I'm going to take the time to show you some things. Actually, I'm going to stand up here so I can get over top of it a little better. So obviously a good bit smaller than the ZT0801. And each one of these I'm going to try and take and turn to the side for you there so you can see that width on the 801 is definitely a lot more. Sorry, probably going to hit the camera a few times. Probably the knife, as far as overall length, size, blade size, everything else that's closest to it from the ZT lineup. Oh wow, we're way out of camera here. Is going to be the ZT0566. Blade length's pretty darn spot on. Handle length, you get a little bit more handle length with the 566. And then once again on the 566, the hazards of working behind the camera here, you're going to see those handles are a good little bit thicker. So we're not going to do that with all of them, but have to do it with a few. Shameless plug, but going to do it. It's my own video. ZT0456. This is one of our anodized versions. Night and day between these as far as handle thickness and weight. With the 609 coming in at 3.3 ounces, it's definitely a whole lot lighter than the 456. Probably the most popular ZT we sell, and I know there are a lot of them out there, so we have to include it. ZT0562CF. Yeah, let's line these up for you guys. Well, I can get it right. So obviously quite a bit smaller than the 562 CF. And let's throw in the 460. And 460, 450 are pretty much the same length knife, so I thought I'd throw one of the two in instead of both. Really pretty similar in overall length. Obviously a lot thinner on the handle width across on the broad side or show side, and still with thickness I think we're just slightly thicker on the 609 than we are on the 460, but it's pretty close. All right, let's move away from ZT for a second, and we have always show some of the most popular Benchmades, and wanted to start showing the mini grip. Move this over a little. So there it is compared to the mini grip. Mini grip's handle is probably just slightly thicker, but pretty close. Let's also throw in the full-size Benchmade Griptillion. Griptillion's a little bit bigger overall, but quite a bit heavier, bulkier. And let's throw in what's been a pretty popular knife for Benchmade this year, the Benchmade Bug Out. So Bug Out's Benchmade's lightest knife that I think they've ever come out with, and I think the 609 is pretty close to the lightest ZT to come out, especially for its size. Always like to throw in a Spyderco Paramilitary 2, one of the most popular knives out there. Hopefully that gives you an idea. And then randomly here, we like to satisfy some customers that have bought some DPXs from us before. So here's the DPX Hestai Urban. So you can see it's quite a bit smaller, much thicker on the handle on the Hestai Urban. For our Chris Reeve fans out there, thought we'd throw in a couple. I think one of the things that's interesting, a lot of people with the 609, so that's the small Sebenza 21, a lot of people with the 609 have had a hard time judging its size. And I think that's been one of the hardest things people have had about deciding whether or not they want to buy the knife. So I'm really hoping all these, we've had a ton of pick requests on this knife, so I'm hoping all these picks in this video will help you guys. That's the large Sebenza 21 in Singo blade. Gotta throw in some Hinder. We're a big Hinder dealer. So here is a small, XM18 3-inch Spanto. And man, they are pretty close in size. The blade length obviously is about half an inch longer, but handle length's really pretty spot on to each other. And honestly, handle thickness isn't far off on them either. Everybody knows I'm a half-track nut, so let's just throw one of those in. So Hinder half-track, good bit smaller. And we showed the 3-inch XM18, so let's show the 3.5. This happens to be the 30-year edition from Hinder. And then last but not least, you guys a Southern Grind Spider Monkey, as we've sold a lot of those. So all in all, it's an impressive knife. Of course, it's a ZT. They flip great out of the box. Every single one of these we've checked out before it's gone out has flipped great. Lockup's been early but tight. This is pretty typical of what we've seen on lockup. I would say that's sitting at about 20-30% maybe. Hard for me to see behind the camera. It feels good in the hand. I've got big hands, so it is a little thin in my hand. But so if you know, the 450 is thin in my hand too. So is the 460. Sorry, let me get that back in the case. Other knives are a little thin in my hand. Those are probably the main ones I can think of. But flips great, looks really good. I think it's a beautifully done knife. And definitely a piece I wouldn't be afraid to carry. Probably going to be more of my business or business casual carry than it would be my everyday carry. But a great knife, another home run from ZT. So hope this helps, hope you enjoyed it. And hope the comparisons helped. If you ever need other picks, you can email me at scott@usamadeblade.com or hit us up on Instagram or Facebook on our Instagram and Facebook pages. And that's about it, folks. I hope you'll pick one of these up. They're available right now at usamadeblade.com. And as always, thank you for watching.